there are a lot of indie developers. There are a lot of developers, who want to get really innovative, really creative. But I think it's very essential to strike a commercial balance there. Hi, I'm Priyanka Barathwaj. I have been an integral part of establishing a couple of studios which are currently based in Hyderabad. One of them is called Playmotion.
What do you do for the companies in your perspective?
So I come more from the business and strategy side of things. So I head the complete operations. I have my team in place which handles production, right? Team comes with a larger expertise from the industry. But when it comes to understanding what the vision of the company is, where we stand in terms of our business numbers, what we should be doing, that's exactly what my role is.
And how do you think Nasscom helps in business strategy and all of that?
I don't want to make a comment on the strategy side of things. I don't think that's relevant. But when it comes to business, it definitely works like any other business where networking is very, very important. You come to an event like this, you really get to understand what's happening in the industry. You get to meet so many people. You get to really know what games are coming up, right? That kind of helps you understand where you would position yourself and where you would see yourself in the.
And how hard is it being in your position in this field?
It definitely has the same set of challenges that any other industry would have. But having been a part of something different prior to this, it definitely is a more demanding industry. It definitely keeps you on your toes all the time. It definitely, demands a lot more than any other industry would. So yeah, that's a typical challenge of this industry. It's a very dynamic industry. Yeah, it evolves every day. You have a lot of competition happening every day. So to keep yourself in that competition is a huge challenge.
So tell us more about GameCubator and all the companies you work for. How has it been different from anything anyone else is doing?
So let me talk about Playmotion to start with. So Playmotion is a studio which released a game called Iron Kill. How is it different? It's different because not many studios from India are attempting robot fighting games or games in the fighting genre as such. Not many studios in India attempt to make a global IP. Because one, that's a massive investment, and two, that's not an easy production cycle that you go through. So we were one of the very few studios attempting it, but the kind of production cycles that we see are pretty large, and the audience is a male-centric audience when you talk about robot fighting games. So we kind of evolved a second studio where we wanted to capture the other gamers. And that's how we gained a foothold with the women gamers as well. We kind of saw that there's a lot of market there. Women gamers are more loyal. They're more power players. So we wanted to make games for them as well. So GameCubator Labs is currently focused on making match 3 games. As I speak to you, we just had a game called My Food Truck which released, which is a match 3 game. It's being featured on the App Store at this point. And we had previous releases which have over 1 million downloads in the first few days of their release, and have been featured by the Play Store as well. So yeah, that's what we do.
So on a parting note, what advice would you give people in terms of how important strategy is in developing a game and business is?
So the typical challenge that I see, there are a lot of indie developers. There are a lot of developers, who want to get really innovative, really creative. But I think it's very essential to strike a commercial balance there. You really need to understand your audience. You really need to understand why you make a certain game. You really need to understand if that audience is kind of getting captured in the kind of games that you make. So you can get creative as long as it makes business sense.